This is the 20th video and first video on problems on triaxial loading and volumetric strain. The formulas used are many, but still for the use of the students I am repeating all the formulas. The lateral strain epsilon L can be delta B upon B or delta T upon T or delta D upon D, or it is mu into linear strain E, mu is Poisson's ratio, or it is mu into sigma divided by E. Whichever formula we need to use, we will be using that formula. Change in lateral dimension, delta B is equal to epsilon L, that is lateral strain into B, or in terms of mu and sigma, it is mu into sigma divided by E into B, or it is mu into linear strain into B. Similarly, delta T will be epsilon L into T, or it is equal to mu into sigma divided by E into T, or it is mu into epsilon into T. Similarly, delta D will be epsilon L into D, or it is mu into sigma divided by E into D, or it is mu into epsilon into D. Poisson's ratio mu is equal to lateral strain divided by linear strain, or it is equal to delta D upon D divided by lateral strain. I am substituting as delta D upon D divided by linear strain delta L upon L. So we can directly substitute this delta D upon D and delta L upon L and calculate mu. The formulas used for biaxial loading are epsilon x strain in x direction is equal to sigma x divided by E minus mu sigma y divided by mu into sigma y divided by E. Strain in y direction epsilon y is equal to sigma y divided by E minus mu sigma x divided by E. Epsilon z strain in z direction will be equal to minus mu sigma y divided by E and minus mu sigma x divided by E. Now if you want to change in x direction, delta x is equal to, it will be epsilon x strain in x direction divided by the length in x direction x, which is equal to sigma x minus mu sigma y, whole thing in bracket, divided by E. Here 1 upon E has been taken common in this formula, into x. Similarly, change in y direction, delta y will be epsilon y into y. Substitute a value of epsilon y, that will be bracket open sigma y minus mu sigma x bracket close divided by E into y. Here in this formula I have taken 1 upon E common and then substituted the values of epsilon. Now change in z direction, delta z will be equal to epsilon z into z, which is equal to bracket open minus mu sigma y minus mu sigma x bracket close divided by E into z. Epsilon, for triaxial loading, the formulas used are epsilon x is equal to sigma x divided by E minus mu sigma y divided by E minus mu sigma z divided by E. In the y direction, epsilon y strain in y direction will be equal to sigma y divided by E minus mu sigma x divided by E minus mu sigma z divided by E. Strain in z direction, epsilon z will be equal to sigma z divided by E minus mu sigma x divided by E minus mu sigma y divided by E. Now change in x direction, delta x is equal to epsilon x into x. Substitute a value. This will be epsilon x is bracket open sigma x divided by E minus mu sigma y divided by E minus mu sigma z divided by E into x. Change in y direction, delta y is equal to epsilon y into y, which is equal to bracket open sigma y divided by E minus mu sigma x divided by E minus mu sigma z divided by E bracket close into y. Similarly, change in z direction, delta z will be equal to epsilon z into z, which is equal to bracket open sigma z divided by E minus mu sigma x divided by E minus mu sigma y divided by E bracket close into z. Here while doing the calculation, we can take 1 upon E common and then do the calculations. The formulas used for volumetric strain. Epsilon V, the basic formula is change in volume upon original volume. In terms of strain, it is strain in x direction, epsilon x, plus strain in y direction, epsilon y, plus strain in z direction, epsilon z. If you want it in terms of stress, then epsilon V volumetric strain is equal to bracket open sigma x plus sigma y plus sigma z bracket close into bracket open 1 minus 2 mu bracket close divided by E. This proof we have already seen in the previous video. For biaxial loading, epsilon v volumetric strain is equal to sigma x plus sigma y in bracket into bracket open 1 minus 2 mu bracket close divided by E. Here we substitute sigma z 0 and we get this formula. If for uniaxial loading, sigma y and sigma z becomes 0 and sigma x will become sigma. So it is strain volumetric strain epsilon v is equal to sigma divided by E. This E here is taken here, sigma divided by E into bracket 1 minus 2 mu. Sigma upon E can be written as linear strain epsilon, so it is equal to epsilon into 1 minus 2 mu. So if we know sigma, we'll use this formula. If we know the linear strain, then we will be using this formula. For the bulk modulus, the formula for epsilon v will be equal to sigma divided by the bulk modulus K. So these are the formulas which we are going to use to calculate volumetric strain. Then change in volume delta V is equal to epsilon V into V. This is the volumetric strain into volume. If volumetric strain is substituted in terms of the strain in x direction and y direction, then it is bracket open epsilon x plus epsilon y plus epsilon z bracket close. This is epsilon V into V. If we write it in terms of sigma, then delta V is equal to bracket open sigma x plus sigma y plus sigma z bracket close into 1 minus 2 mu divided by E into V. This will give us delta V. For biaxial loading, sigma z will become 0 and the formula for change in volume will be bracket open sigma x plus sigma y into bracket open 1 minus 2 mu bracket close divided by E into V. For uniaxial loading, delta V is equal to sigma divided by E into 1 minus 2 mu bracket close into V, or it is equal to, if sigma upon E is written as epsilon, then it is epsilon into bracket 1 minus 2 mu bracket close into V. For bulk modulus, delta V is equal to sigma divided by K into V. Sigma divided by K is epsilon V. If you multiply by volume, it gives us the delta V. So these are the formulas which we'll be using to calculate the change, volumetric change, delta V. Formulas used for bulk modulus, K is equal to sigma divided by epsilon V, that is volumetric strain. And if I substitute a volumetric strain as delta V upon V, then this K becomes equal to sigma into V divided by delta V, or it is K is equal to E into bracket E divided by bracket open 3 into 1 minus 2 mu, first bracket close and second bracket close. This is another formula, and the last formula is E is equal to 9gk divided by bracket open G plus 3k bracket close. For modulus of rigidity, if you want to find out directly, G is equal to, and we know the E and mu, then G is equal to E divided by bracket open 2 into 1 plus mu, first bracket close, second bracket close, or E is equal to 9gk divided by bracket open G plus 3k bracket close. So if we know G, if we know K, G and E, any of these two, and we want to find out the another one, and if we don't know the mu, then this formula we can use. If we know mu and E and we want G, this formula will be used. So there are many formulas, but using the correct formulas gives us the answer very quickly. That becomes very important, and if initially we may find it little difficult to remember the formulas, but if you make a little practice, it is very easy. Now let us come to the problems. Question number 1. A bar of 2.5 meter length and 20 mm wide and 15 mm thickness is subjected to an axial pull of 40 kilonewton. Find change in length, width, thickness and volume of bar if E is equal to 200 GPa and mu is equal to 0.28. Now we want change in length, width and thickness. First let us find out the linear strain. The linear strain will be sigma divided by E, that is P. Sigma is P upon A into E. So substitute a value of P given is 400 kilonewton. So 400 into 10 raised to 3, convert it into Newton. Area will be 20 into 15. So 20 into 15 is the area, and E is 200 GPa, means 2 into 10 raised to 5 Newton per mm square. Put the bracket in the denominator and in the numerator, and take your calculators in the hand and start doing the calculations from here. Bracket open, 40 exponential 3 bracket close divided by bracket open 20 into 15 into 2 exponential 5 bracket close is equal to. Check your answer. It will be 0.667 into 10 raised to minus 3. Linear strain. Strain has no unit, so there is no unit. Then we will calculate change in length. Now change in length, delta L is equal to strain into length. So strain is 0.667 into 10 raised to minus 3 into length given is 2.5 meters, so 2500. Now the force is pulling force, so there will be increase in length. So take your calculators and do the calculation. 0.667 exponential minus 3 into 2500 is equal to, you will get answer 1.67, and the unit is mm, because this 2.5 meter we have converted here 2500 mm, and as the force P is given as pulling force, there will be increase in length. Now let us calculate change in thickness. Now the change in width, delta B is equal to, first we will find out width and then we will find out the thickness. Now the change in width, we will be using the formula delta B is equal to mu into epsilon linear strain into B. Mu into E is the lateral strain. So mu substitute value 0.28, epsilon here we have calculated, this is 0.667 into 10 raised to minus 3. B width given is 20, substitute it as 20. Start doing the calculations from here. Take the calculators in your hand. 0.28 into 0.667 exponential minus 3 into 20 is equal to, you will get answer 3.73 into 10 raised to minus 3 mm. Now the forcing pulling, so length will increase, width will decrease, so in the bracket write down decreases. Now let us calculate the change in thickness. Change in thickness will be mu into E into T. Substitute value of mu is 0.28, epsilon is 0.667 into 10 raised to minus 3, and the thickness here, the thickness given is 15 mm, so the thickness is 15 mm. Here is the mu, and this is the strain epsilon which we have substituted here. Take the calculators in your hand, do the calculations. 0.28 into 0.667 into, exponential minus 3 into 15 is equal to, once again see it, 0.28 into 0.667 exponential minus 3 into 15 is equal to, you will get answer 2.8 into 10 raised to minus 3. Again the thickness will also decrease, only length will increase and width and thickness both will decrease. Then we want to calculate a change in volume. Now this is the uniaxial loading and we know the strain, so we will use the formula delta V is equal to linear strain into 1 minus 2 mu into V. Substitute value of strain 0.667 into 10 raised to minus 3 into 1 minus 2, value of mu 0.28 bracket close, and volume will be, now these three things, this will take it in mm, so 2500 into this 20 and 15, so 15 into 20, this will give us the volume 2500 into 15 into 20, that is volume. So take the calculators in your hand, start from here. 0.667 exponential minus 3 into bracket open 1 minus 2 into 0.28 bracket close into 2500 into 15 into 20 is equal to, check the answer, you will get answer 220.11, and this is positive, so it is increasing, and it is change in volume, so unit of volume is meter mm cube. Here all these are lengths, so it is in mm. So this is how you solve the problem. Let us go to the next problem. A cube of 100 mm side is acted upon by stresses along 3 directions such that sigma x is equal to 100 megapascal tensile, sigma y is equal to 60 megapascal tensile, sigma z is equal to 30 megapascal compressive. Find strain in each direction. Take E is equal to 200 GPa and 1 upon m, that is mu is equal to 0.25. If sigma z is 0, what will be the strain in ZZ direction? Now here we want the strain in 3 directions, that is epsilon x, epsilon y and epsilon z. Let's see how to do it. The first thing is epsilon x. The formula is sigma x upon E minus mu sigma y upon E minus mu sigma z upon E. 1 upon E, take out common, 1 divided by E into bracket open sigma x minus mu sigma y minus mu sigma z. Here epsilon x is equal to 1 divided by E is 200 GPa, means 2 into 10 raised to 5 into bracket open sigma x given is 100, so substitute 100, mu is 0.25, so 0.25, sigma y is 60, so substitute at 60. Now both of these are tensile, so it will be taken as positive, and here it is minus mu into sigma z is 30 compressive, so take it as minus 30. So tensile stress we will take it as minus. So here sigma z is taken as minus 30, bracket close. Start from here. Take the calculators in your hand. 1 divided by 2 exponential 5 into bracket open 100 minus 0.25 into 60 minus 0.25 into minus 30 bracket close is equal to, you will get this answer 4.625 into 10 raised to minus 4, and the answer is positive, so the strain is tensile. Now let us see how to calculate epsilon y. Epsilon y will be sigma y upon E minus mu sigma x upon E minus mu sigma z divided by E. 1 upon E is taken common, so it will become 1 upon E into bracket sigma y minus mu sigma x minus mu sigma z bracket close. So substitute a value, 1 divided by E is 2 into 10 raised to 5 into bracket open. Now sigma y is 60 minus 0.25, sigma x is 100 minus 0.25. Now sigma z is minus 30 because it is compressive, bracket close. Take the calculators in your hand and do the calculations from here. 1 divided by 2 exponential 5 into bracket open 60 minus 0.25 into 100 minus 0.25 into minus 30 bracket close is equal to, check the answer, you will get the answer 2.125 into 10 raised to minus 4. Again this answer is positive, it means the strain in y direction is tensile. Then let us calculate strain in z direction, epsilon z. Again it is sigma z upon E minus mu sigma x divided by E minus mu sigma y upon E. Take out 1 upon E common, so it is 1 upon E into bracket sigma z minus mu sigma x minus mu sigma y bracket close. Substitute a value, 1 divided by 2 into 10 raised to 5 into bracket open. Now sigma z is compressive, so minus 30 minus 0.25, sigma x is 100 minus 0.25, sigma y is 60 bracket close. Take the calculators in hand, and as you are watching the video, start doing the calculations, otherwise suddenly in the exam you will not be able to use the calculator properly and do the calculations. Make it a practice. Practice makes the man perfect. So always when you are watching these videos, do the calculation, sit with your calculators. 1 divided by 2 exponential 5 into bracket open minus 30 minus 0.25 into 100 minus 0.25 into 60 bracket close is equal to, you will get answer minus 3.5 into 10 raised to minus 4, and this minus sign just indicates that it is compressive. You can either write minus sign or you can just write 3.5 into 10 raised to minus 4, and in the bracket if you write C, it means it is compressive. So this is the strain in z direction. Now if sigma z becomes 0, what will be the strain in z direction? So let us see that. If sigma z is 0, then in this formula we substitute sigma z as 0. So it will be 1 divided by 2 into 10 raised to 5. Here sigma z is 0 minus 0.25 into 100 minus 0.25 into 60 bracket close. Start doing the calculations from here. 1 divided by 2 exponential 5 into bracket open 0 minus 0.25 into 1 0 0 minus 0.25 into 60 bracket close is equal to, you will get answer epsilon z is equal to 2 into 10 raised to minus 4, and again this is also minus, so this strain is also compressive, 2 into 10 raised to minus 4 and compressive. This is the answer. There are few more problems which we'll see it in the next video. Be a master. Thank you.